Let's talk about RCL Foods, which was previously Remgro Chicken until it merged with Foodcorp in 2013.
Indeed. So under the RCL brand, they also then merged with TSB, which is a sugar producer in the Remgro group. So what they're trying to do is be a diversified food producer with lots of branded food products like AVI or Tiger brands. But in the dark underbelly of the company are the twin engine rooms. One is chicken, which has got all the problems we've been alluding to, and the other one is sugar,
unfortunately,
which also hasn't
we
been
have
great.
seen in the news headlines. And it also recently acquired TSB.
Correct, there we go.
Company controlled by the Remgro Group.
Right.
Market cap here, 12.4 billion rand, a PE of 20.2 and a dividend yield of 2.3%. So there we see the share price graph, and there is obviously pressure. The headlines aren't positive. Let's weigh in here, Joseph.
Well, their problem started possibly in 2015. I think they've been in the news headlines, possibly for certainly the wrong reasons sometimes, or not positive news, or recently with a retrenchment, given the pressures of the imports, which are cheaper on that. So they're going to continuously have problems, in particular in KZN, where they're laying off and government has to almost intervene, like the problems we had in the steel industry, where you almost want government to be able to intervene.
To prop up the industry, which
margins,
is not a sustainable long-term solution.
I agree. The margins have continuously remained to be below 5% as a double digit.
At the African National Congress meeting, they said that the state should investigate actually buying these defunct businesses, which led some jokers to say they should get out of politics and call it the African National Chicken Corporation, buy the entire industry, since it seems like such a good idea. I agree with you absolutely. That's madness. Unfortunately, the imports are not going away. We're in a trade environment where you can't simply slap tariffs there. If someone else can produce the chicken cheaper, what about the consumer? There's a lot of talk about the jobs and the companies, but what about the consumer who benefits from cheaper chicken?
Well, we can just take that off the table in terms of making the chicken industry state-owned enterprise.
Yeah, that's not happening.
That's
the National Treasury is going to laugh
they just
that
can't
off.
go ahead. I
But
mean,
there
that
has
has never been a formula for success.
I agree. If I support him, there has been an issue about morals to say, okay, would you starve people purely because of certain circumstances, whether it's organic or inorganic, or you want to feed people? So certainly, I think people need to have food, and hence the cheaper prices are always going to be more attractive to the majority of South Africans.
I mean, so at the end of the day, a very valid point that was Paul was making is that the consumer needs to be taken into equation.
Because you could protect the industry, you could slap big tariffs on it. You might run into trouble with your World Trade Organization.
But then you're going to be paying. How much are you going to be paying for this?
Exactly. Next time you go to Nando's, the price is going to be 30% higher. How's that going to feel? And that's not even rich people who go to places like Nando's. It's the cheap, individually quick frozen pieces at the supermarkets that are priced right at the bottom, which are where people will feel that first.
Hot or not?
Unfortunately, we'll pass on this one, not hot.
Paul?
I think the sugar part of TSB is going to do a lot better. I think there are a whole lot of the parts of RCL Foods' portfolio, like the mayonnaise and the dog food and the Omar rusks and all of that are probably doing well. But unfortunately, the chicken part, and remember, when you start having to shut operations down like the one in Hammersdale, there's a lot of costs associated with that, one-off costs related to the shutdowns, which then mean that your short-term results won't look good.
So short-term, medium-term, this one is going to come under pressure. Not hot. Not hot.
Not hot.